Hey, now before you forget, please like and subscribe. Now let's get into this video. Hey friends, welcome to the BIY DIY network. That's again the Build It Yourself, Do It Yourself network. This is me, Jason. So you'll notice right here, I'm going to zoom in. This area is heavily corroded and there's no way of getting this tighter or looser. Everything's seized up, so we're going to go ahead and fix that. Now, in this scenario, also, the unit would not completely shut off the water. If you see the hot water when I went that way is still dripping. The handle was really rough and we could not tighten it, so we're going to go ahead and swap it out. Now, on these, you're going to go ahead and make sure you right tight, left loose. So we like to tighten it up. Sometimes these, even still, if you have more of a calcium-based water like we have here, it's going to have issues. So what you can do is you can cut off grind it, but you see right here I just don't have enough room to use a cut off grinder. So what we're going to go ahead and utilize is a hacksaw. Now with the hacksaw, you just have to make sure that your depth is not going to be so bad where you're going to be running, slamming up against the backdrop, the granite. So let's go ahead and cut this piece through. Even though it's a bit of metal, you can pretty much use any blade, even a wood blade, to go through this. Now that we got that off, you have to take that piece of steel, and this unit has a bit of plastic. I'm kind of struggling with it because everyone's different, but on this one, normally where the hot and cold water sections are for on and off, there is an actual clip. You see the steel ring right there that I'm pointing to? That is the sink, and then underneath the sink on this specific brand, there is two screw downs for that, for where normally the hot and the cold water would be. Now, on this one, you can go ahead and sometimes manually unthread, but in this scenario, we have to use a specialty tool. I'm going to go ahead and put the link down if you want to buy one. They're really good. You just pivot it for one direction, right tight, left loose. And then we're going to go ahead and remove that with this specialty tool. It's very hard to get in there, but when you're utilizing this tool, it's great for going into locations that are hard to reach. Like you could see, I'm having a very hard time with this, but it's great for popping around and reaching to undo those. It also works great for sinks with bathrooms that are really low back, or even in toilets. Now on this one, I'm going to show two methods of what I do. It's a little bit quicker. Since it is plastic, you can go ahead and pop it up. If it's steel, you can do the same thing as well. But I just want to make sure I lift it up as far as I possibly can, and then I'm going to use the hacksaw. Just as long as you're trying to be very careful with it, you should be fine and not hit the sink or the backdrop. Now on this one, since it splits most of the time like that, what you can do is pop it that way, or put your pliers in like I'm doing right here to break off the excess and do a little twist. Now this, I'll put the link in the bio as well. It's really good. It's Blaster. It's really good for removing excess rust, and it's great for what I also use for all my workout videos when I'm trying to clean up the gunk of buildup from over the years of working out. But you still will have to scrub. It's not like a magical stuff. Yeah, it will work good, but you do have to scrub sometimes with it. And right here, I end up using a little bit of steel wool to go ahead and scratch the surface and clean it up as well. Now, just because I'm using a different sort of piece, as you can see right here, it's going to be covering the rust soap. I really didn't care about scrubbing every little area. Now, with this unit, actually, this is my house. So I didn't really have to worry about scrubbing every little portion because this whole place will be actually demolished. I just needed something to get me by for about, 1 year when I finally get moved into our new house. Now it's kind of interesting right here. You'll see I'm notching on one side and then I'm cutting away. Make sure you cut away so you don't accidentally slice your hand or your body open. But right here, Isaiah 41 verse 13 says, "For I, the Lord thy God, will hold thy right hand, saying unto thee, Fear not, I will help thee." So many times I've had situations where people think they're going to one-up me. And this scenario, the guy sold me a unit that was not complete. That's why I'm cutting this off. He actually sold me the wrong piece, purposely trying to one-up me. But you know what? When God is on your side, nothing man will be able to help hinder when God is fighting for you. So right here, I'm actually putting this piece in, and I'm going to connect it, and we'll actually see this whole piece go together, no issues at all. Now you see right here, I'm actually undoing this cold water. Now the water is very corrosive out here. It's what they call hard water, and sometimes you have to go like forward, kind of tighten it, and then sometimes back and forth a little bit to kind of get the knob to break loose, especially if it's been sitting for a long period of time. But we go ahead and remove that piece, and then we're going to go ahead and put the new hoses in. Now, at the very beginning, I normally just do it a little bit tight, just kind of snug so it's ready to go. And then I start the water and I see if I'm dripping anywhere so I know how much tighter I need to go. I don't want to overly tighten it and end up breaking something, which has happened. It's not fun. Same thing right here, finger tighten, and then come back with the wrench. There was actually water still leaking out because I could not shut off the water completely to this unit. There. Now this unit was missing the weight, so I was able to recycle it, clipped it in, and it was also missing the clip. Now this is very important. If you don't put this piece in, you can accidentally unhook your water from the handle, from the little pull out. So you want that on there to help hold it in place. Now one of the last things, there's a little washer with a couple of screws on there. That's going to help hold your faucet into place. I just kind of align it up with the screws, very carefully spin it. You don't want to cross thread it, which makes it even harder to get back on and off. But just carefully thread it back on, and then once it's gotten about 2 or 3 rotations, then you can use your thumb and just spin it on like I'm doing right here. Once it's all the way up, I make sure that the faucet is perfectly straight and level, and then I come back after and tighten up with the screwdriver so that way that will not move anywhere. This is when it's going to keep your faucet handle from wiggling around everywhere. Now let's go ahead and turn the water on, inspect for any leaks, and go ahead and turn the faucet on and make sure that is working as well. Now let's go turn the water on the faucet. We're going to go ahead and do hot, cold, left, right, make sure everything works correctly like it should, and also inspect for any leaks underneath. Please give me a thumbs up, follow, subscribe, and you all have a blessed day.